Monk on the beat.
What is up, YouTube? My Cowboys family here, bringing you guys the latest update on our very own Dallas Cowboys. And of course, as always, thank you so much for joining us here tonight. Take a second to hit like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, follow us anywhere and everywhere at My Cowboys Family, and of course, hop in the Discord. The link for that's in the description box down below.
Guys, it is Fan Friday.
The fanliest of Fridays.
Welcome to everybody in the house as we're getting right to the cusp of this game. Weekend is here, and this game is near. Big game, Buffalo at home against our Cowboys.
Woo.
And by the way, an update on this side of things. While the wife is sounding a lot better, I'm sounding a lot worse. I'm sick. So again, guys, I'll try to pull through this here. I'll try to have you maybe read a little bit more tonight.
It has been a very rough week in the MCF household as the sickness continues to spread.
Yeah.
So thank you for everybody also having a little bit of patience with us. Obviously, our streams have been a little extra weird this week along with that.
Again, unfortunate for me, and for either of us, of course, but for me now, I'm going to have to go to this Buffalo game probably even sicker than I am now. This is the beginning. So I'm hoping somehow some vitamins, something to get me through this thing quicker than not. We'll see what happens. Either way, though, I could be sick, puking. I'm watching the Cowboys live here with you guys.
You know it.
So, and since it is Fan Friday, let's do all the shout-outs, starting with those that rep the board, maybe. Starting with the sponsor of the week.
Thank you very much to Jason Renfro.
Yeah, at the bottom of the screen, you see him. The sponsor of the week, repping it here. That's a top banner you can have on this channel. 17 weeks in a row is the all-time record. That's Mr. Mark Hovsepian. He's got 41 points right there. I'm the stream boss. But like I said, sponsor week the entire week. No matter what happens, Jason Renfro repping it there. And he's also the gifting membership king, the champ there. That's one of the bigger kind of the best ways you can say to give love to the channel. Giving love by a membership to one of the lucky family members or more, right? And, of course, dropping the love here. Showing the support, go on the board. There's a membership board as well. Speaking of the leaders there, well, right now it's a battle going down, and Skeptical Fan is leading the membership board for this week by 4 over Bootzilla, who's battling in there. He's got 5. Skeptical's got 9, and the battle continues. And then you look at the overall board. Skeptical Fan is also leading there. So he's looking for that first place spot, trying to take away Jason Renfro's sponsor of that week. But you look at the Cash App, the man repping that crown this week and twice in the last 4 weeks. You see his name, Stanley Smith. Much love to him. He's been repping it here recently, like a baller here, guys. Not much love to Stanley Smith, but he is currently not the leader this week so far. It is currently Gloria. Got that Tolbert drop. Much love to Gloria. She's currently in first place on the Cash App side. And, of course, there's different ways of dropping the love. Super Chat, because we did have a pre-stream drop here from Mr. Skeptical Fan.
Woo!
Always staying skeptical.
Thank you.
Much love to him as he continues his overall lead in this thing. You got gifted memberships. Like I said, Skeptical's in the lead there. Jason with the crown for this week. So much love to the gifted membership side. You could jump into memberships. And let me not forget, had somebody jump into membership yesterday. MJ Fontes. Much love to you. I hope I'm saying is Fontes or Fonts. Either way, appreciate you. Much love. And welcome to that navy blue crew. Drop those emojis if you got them. And, there's also, of course, the thanks button, which you get other ways of dropping the love through there. But there's other ways on the other side of things when it comes to the overall board, but mainly the Cash App board, baby. How are some ways they can drop the love?
Of course, you have the Cash App Money Side My Cowboys Family, the Venmo at My-Cowboys-Family, the regular PayPal link, and last but not least, that Streamlabs link. Let your comment show up on screen like a super chat.
Yeah, you got the Fan Friday shout-outs. It's not just the star and over everything tonight. It's the silver level, too, as well. And the man who reps all of our membership boards, the longest in history of MCF. It is Mr. A. Lavelle from the silver. Much love to Prince Jackson, also in the silver. And let's shout out the rest of the star level members, baby.
Thank you very much to Skeptical Fan, Jason Renfro, Lincoln Kane, Mary Alvarez, Andy Potched, Marissa Sparkle, Dwayne Broussard, and The Lunatic.
Yeah, much love to everyone. Much love to The Lunatic's extra special raffle last week. And by the way, I know Seabass might be coming into that over everything level soon, so we'll see how that goes. But I wanted to also shout out that if you want to get in any of these top levels, like the star or over everything level, you better do it today or tomorrow. Why do I say that? Because on Sunday, boom, it is the star and over everything level membership monthly jersey raffle, sewn and stitched, many choices, about 40 different players, a shitload of different styles. So, of course, all the sizes, fantastic players to choose from. If we got them, you got them. And that is every month for the star level and over everything level members. One of those lucky people will win a jersey. And that will be Sunday. Either before or after or during, we'll see. But it's going to be on Sunday during this game against the Bills. So good luck to everybody in those levels, star and over everything style. And again, we shouted you guys out, as we always do, the silver level 2 on a Fan Friday. Now, we got some news, info, and updates, some X factors to discuss tonight. But first, I want to discuss who's in the house with us here to discuss some Cowboy football with the family.
Thank you very much to Stephen White, Brandon James, Poon Everlasting. We got Bruce that got the toxic juice in the house. Choctaw Montana 808 representing. What's up, Kenzie Bands?
Hey.
Dwayne Broussard, the top dog himself. Andy and Boogie saying that he's feeling better on day 6 now. So
finally, right?
Right? It takes some time.
I hope I don't need 6 days. I'm in trouble.
No, I'm definitely not 100%, but at least I'm on the upward trend for now. So, BCJ, hello and hi. Thomas Garrett, the superior. Garrett, you can't forget Skeptical Fan, who, by the way, did drop $1 pre-stream holler, a classic Go Cowboys. Thank you very much, Skeptical. Jeff Coughlin. All right, slightly ironic last name there. Shout out to you. Spoonie Dog in the house, what's up? Stephen White, much love to you. Retro Scotty, glad you're able to be here. Rudy G Funk, bringing the funk.
Yeah,
Freedom First,
from
what's
Cleveland,
up?
right? From Cleveland. The funk from Cleveland. Anyways, much love to everybody. Welcome in. Hit the like, subscribe, hit that bell. And let's get it on. Let's get it going here on the Fan Friday again.
I'm ready. Are you ready?
Drop your knowledge, drop your thoughts, drop the love, because it might be a quick one again tonight, guys. And, the quicker, the more drops, the more comments, the more, the longer the show goes and the more we discuss. But, we're going to definitely drop the facts of our Cowboys from today, all the news, info, and those updates. So, this is kind of a Cowboy relative thing when it comes to the Chargers and Kellen Moore, because today, we know yesterday, it was a huge blowout game, 63-21. The Raiders just embarrassed the Los Angeles Chargers, and now
that's like a Madden score.
Yeah, that was like, what is going on, right? It's Brandon Staley hanging on by a thread no more. It was cut today. The Chargers are cleaning house after last night's disaster. They fired head coach Brandon Staley, longtime GM Tom Telesco. Both guys out the door. They're restarting the whole thing here. Chargers fired also their defensive run game coordinator and defensive line coach Jay Rodgers. So they knocked 3 guys right out the box, and starting with the top 2 up there, the coach and the GM.
Kellen Moore lives to see another day.
Kellen Moore survives, but what is he going to be the interim? The Chargers named it's G-I-F-F. It's not GIF. Jiff Smith as the interim head coach. And they also named JoJo Wooden as the interim GM. So that's just, just for the rest of this year, the last 4 games. Of course, they're not making the playoffs. But the Chargers head coaching job with talent they have on defense, and Bosa and others, and Derwin James, they got offensive, we got Herbert coming back next year. I believe that will be a coveted job for a lot of head coaches, whether it's Belichick or Dan Quinn going forward. Again, they do like, the word is, even though it's only been 1 year, Kellen Moore is a liked man there, especially by Justin Herbert. So, again, Dak had a nice connection with Kellen Moore as well.
The thing is that Kellen Moore might, again, be lucky in the sense that there's another scapegoat. There's somebody else there that's taking all the heat for him.
In this case, I will say, Justin Herbert's hurt. You can't really blame him for the issues there. I just blame him with the adjustment. I'm even hearing a lot of Charger fans saying, we thought he'd be better in situational football. Something we've been talking about here at MCF for 6 fucking years. So, situational football, Kellen Moore, adjustments, Kellen Moore, those are failures for him. That's the biggest diss on him right now. Right now, they want to see what he's got because he had a good thing going with Justin Herbert when he was healthy. But Again, you guys know, and I know, when they play harder teams, there's not going to be adjustments, and they're going to fail, and they're going to fail, and they'll never win a Super Bowl. They'll never get deep in the playoffs. With Kellen Moore as their coordinator, mark my words. That's my words. Mark them. So, Kellen Moore, who is a fan for Herbert going forward, was the word is that he was looked upon. I told you the interim coach, right? Jeff Smith. But the first name on that list was Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore declined to be the Chargers interim coach, is what I'm hearing.
Oh.
Yeah. He didn't want to ruin his chances of becoming a full-time head coach after this offseason, whether it's at the Chargers or someone else. Okay, that's the word I'm hearing.
Becoming the interim coach is like,
well, it's just like
not necessarily
you're picking up the scraps. You don't really have much going on for you there.
I think part of it, though, is the fact that if he becomes the interim coach, you're only ever going to remember Kellen Moore for like these last 2-3 games. And it's hard to get rid of that negative impression. So maybe that's what he's trying to do in that sense.
He's trying to do? He's doing the same thing he did in Dallas. Just hide behind the scenes, you know what I mean? Hide behind the scenes, not get noticed, and keep letting other people take the hit. Scapegoats in front of him. Who's not scapegoating? You
don't become a head coach without being noticed.
And you don't get into that over everything level unless you're a guy named Seabass. He's done it now 2 months in a row, and he's now officially into that star level raffle. Much love to the man Seabass. Over everything, the top-notch spot here you can get. And again, open to others. You get all the perks. You get in the membership raffle, you get all the perks. But the big bonus, is you get to be on our show for at least one time in a month. Here doing the news live with us. We did it with Mr. SnugX. We did it with Seabass. Seabass is back for the stretch run here as we're getting close to the playoffs. Oh, yeah. He'll have his 2 cents on what he wants to say and think about, whether it's his own overall views of this season so far or just whatever we're talking about daily-wise. He can jump in there and give his 2 cents on what we're discussing on that day of news where he joins us right here live on My Cowboys Family. So that's the over everything. That's the top shelf. And much love to Seabass for hitting that spot up over the whole thing here. And guess what else, baby? I think he's one back. Unskeptical fan on the overall board.
Oh, wow.
One behind. He's in second place with that big jump. So, Jason Renfro also dropping a little clink and clack dollar in there. And he's in there as well. Marco Seppian down to 39 points. Give me some shout-outs. I seen Poon Everlasting. I know he said something earlier. Tough 4 games remaining outside of Washington. I agree. The next 3 are tough as hell. And then playoffs, only get tougher. I'm ready. You ready? You guys ready, right? What else is being said out there? Much love to Seabass jumping in there. Jason Renfro with the dollar holler. Ooh. And everybody with their comments and thoughts. And dropping those emojis.
Yeah, so let me roll back a little bit here. Mike Aldana said, Kellen Moore is just not good enough to be a head coach right now. Well, apparently the Chargers, at least in their mind, they're cool with him being an interim head coach. So,
well, they wanted him to be, but he chose not to take it, right? So,
yep. Real quick, I know Montana said Dak couldn't breathe under Kellen Moore. I don't think Dak respected him. Not the way that you need to respect the coach. Right? That's what I'm saying. Like, he respected him the same way you respect your friends, but not the same way that you maybe respect your boss.
Your head coach, Mike McCarthy. Yeah. Right? That's a whole different level of interaction between Mike McCarthy and Dak Prescott, and Kellen Moore is former freaking guy he replaced on the team, and Dak Prescott. I'm just saying, like, there's no, not even close. Yep. Not even the same ballpark.
So, by the way, Kenzie Benz is also throwing out there, I don't get why everyone's scared of playing the Bills. Heard a Cowboy fan say, oh, Dak's going to throw multiple interceptions. I couldn't believe my ears. People still don't feel like Dak can get it done. You know what sucks?
I think it's the years of torture.
Stupid-ass Cam Newton kind of like, I'm just saying, because Dak was getting all this love for once. We spent like at least 5 days where Dak was actually getting more love than hate. And then Cam Newton had opened his big-ass mouth, and all the Dak haters decided, oh, wait, now we can crawl back out from under our rock again. And so, I'm just saying, like, I feel like a lot more of that, oh, Dak sucks kind of bullshit-ass narrative that we've been hearing.
Today Cam Newton
kind of re-popped its head back.
Cam Newton kind of went back, kind of said, like, listen, you can't judge my thoughts on a quarterback, because I'm not judging your views when you got stupid views coming out in the media, coming out with their dumb viewpoints. Because I'm saying that people that never play football is what he's saying. He played football, so he knows that the quarterback spot, that Dak's not a playmaker, and that is where he just sounds ignorant, to be honest.
I was going to say, sorry.
But that's his 2 cents of it.
I'm not saying that you obviously don't get a different perspective of the game when you play it, but I'm sorry. You don't need to know football to be able to have eyeballs in your head to be able to tell that Cam Newton basically is still living in his, college glory days.
He made that mention that and Super Bowl year he had with the with the Panthers. But his big thing was like, listen, I've been here before. I'm not. He made it clear I'm not jealous of any of these guys. Don't think I'm mad. I'm not in the league. That kind of thing. But I don't know. It's hard to take him serious like that. He said, "Oh, they just want to make fun of my clothing," and he was talking about other good announcers that are not announcing right now in their current jobs.
It's like, yeah. So Kevin, let me be the first to make it clear. I'm not making fun of your clothing or the way you say things. I am purely making fun of your dumbass opinion. Purely.
Yeah.
Hope we made that clear. Anyway, let's kind of keep it rolling from there, guys.
Yeah,
right?
By the way, I want to throw in there Montana 808 saying about the toughest game might be, face value, we know the next three are tougher. The Washington game should be the easiest one, but they have nothing to play for. They're going to be at home. They're going to try to beat the Cowboys, the star. So, yeah, that could be our toughest game. Although, and I'm going to stress this, it's tough in the sense of like, got to get this win against a desperate team that doesn't have nothing to lose, a divisional game. I get it. But if we're a team that's a Super Bowl type team, there should be no fucking reason we lose to Washington. I know you say lose. It'll be a tough game. We should blow them the fuck out.
Bruce throwing out there too, those same people ignore Aaron Rodgers' opinion, but listen to Cam. Exactly.
Well, again, Aaron Rodgers said great things about Dak. It was gone within a day. Those words. Now it's the other way around. Cam said something negative about Dak. Boom. Everyone's talking about it nonstop. And look, I don't even think about it. I don't even care. Listen.
And I agree, Mike. But back to you, baby.
Back to finishing up on the Charger thing. Yes, again, that Charger spot should be coveted by a lot of people. Justin Herbert's a fan of it, but Kellen Moore is the guy who declined to take that interim coaching spot, and he wants to kind of get a full-time head coaching job, I guess, without the tainting or the disgust of this Chargers season right now.
Kellen Moore is a taint.
Yeah. So, by the way, one last little quick NFL piece of news. After fumbling a couple times against the Cowboys, Jalen Hurts, in a similar fashion, right? He was getting tackled, and he was going down. What happened? Cowboys punched the ball out from behind, or ripped the ball out, stripped the ball, whatever. So, today, Jalen Hurts, in front of all the cameras and everybody filming it, Jalen Hurts took repeated reps in practice of falling, and he tried to took a stick and knock the ball out of his hands. He was falling while holding onto the football and not trying to brace for impact. So they're teaching him how to fall differently.
They're playing stick ball.
I'm just saying, they're trying to knock the ball out of his hands. The Cowboys literally are in this guy's head and in his team's head. And we are out there making them rethink everything when it comes to Jalen Hurts.
They saw that Jalen Hurts footage and they said, not me.
They said, hey, Jalen, you got to stop fumbling like that. That's killing us. So, hey, they're doing that's to me one of the dumbest drills I've ever seen. I know we've done it in other ways, like trying to knock the ball out. The running backs, make sure you have the secure ball placement and all that stuff. But this is just a specific Jalen Hurts drill. It's embarrassing to an extent. In my opinion, it's embarrassing. But fuck the Eagles. I don't give a shit. Now,
I hope Josh Allen does look like Jalen Hurts. Just throwing that out there.
Listen, when we look at Jalen, Josh Allen is a runner like Jalen Hurts, and he's harder to tackle than Jalen Hurts.
They're both very mobile quarterbacks that you have to throw out there and admit our defense struggled so much against mobile quarterbacks, especially the last few years. But this year we've done a lot better at managing some of that.
And we haven't had to go after guys like Kyler Murray, which will kill you out there. That he's always given us trouble because he's so tiny, he can move around. But I think we're doing a better job of that. But now, Hurts is more of a shifty guy, while Josh Allen is sneaky. He's sneaky and he's big. He's 6'5". I mean, the guy will run over linebackers. So you got to make sure you hit him, wrap him up, take him down.
But Montana, that actually makes sense. He said that's a running back drill. It makes sense. You just said it, baby.
He's a running back.
Josh Allen is going to be playing.
Well, he's talking about
moonlighting as a running back.
Well, right. He's talking about Jalen Hurts. That drill he was doing with not trying to knock the ball out.
Yeah.
Which it is a running back drill, like I said, trying to hold that ball. But Jalen Hurts is basically the running back. In a way, he's half their running game, him and Swift. So it's a running back drill because Jalen Hurts is more running back, it seems like a lot of the times with the Eagles, at least when they play us. And yeah, when it comes to not the drill, they didn't do a drill like this for Josh Allen. But
I mixed up their names.
He's a fumbling machine and an interception machine, but he's also a touchdown machine. And in running the ball, he has more touchdowns than Dak when you add the runs in there. So, look, we'll talk about it all here in a minute.
Error 404, touchdowns not found.
We know we got to stop Mr. Fuck. We got to stop in this game. Fuck Jalen Hurts. We got to stop Josh Allen from being mobile enough to get those sneaky 3rd and 6s and 3rd and 5s that he's going to run for those yards. We got to have a guy spying him, and it can't be no Marquise Bell every time. Who's big enough to track him down and get him? He ain't the fastest, but he's sneaky. He gets out of you use Micah as a follow. I mean, that's going to be interesting to see how the Cowboys test Josh Allen in this weekend's game against the Bills. But either way, we got games coming up this week. It's not just the Cowboys, and when you look at all the different games that there's which ones would we be saying? Okay, this is our schedule, but which one we say, hey, we want to make sure we win this game. Some of them go against maybe some of our current, the current teams we want to actually see lose, but you'll see what I mean here. The Bengals over the Vikings just helps us get the home. That gets us get a wild card spot there or clinch a playoff spot. The Giants beating the Saints also does that. The Cardinals beating the Niners, we know how much that can help us, obviously, right? In divisional game, I doubt it happens, but you never know. The Lions, who we kind of want to lose, but it actually helps us in a tiebreaker. Them beating the Broncos actually helps us, believe it or not. We got to beat them, though. We got to beat the Lions in a couple of weeks. The Buccaneers beating the Green Bay Packers, that helps us, in the wild card spot. And Washington Commanders beating the Rams also helps us in the wild card spot. Of course, the other huge game, Seattle at home beating Philly. That would be the best thing there. So, Philly losing at Seattle and then the Niners losing to the Cardinals would be the main two things we're looking for. We win our game, we clinch the playoffs, and we control our own destiny. If those three things happen, we win, Cardinals beat the Niners, I know, and the Seahawks beat the Eagles, which again, even if that only thing happens and we win, we control our own destiny for the second seed. If we win out, we take care of the Lions. They're the third seed if we beat them, and that's that. And we get the second seed at the worst. So there you go. I'm just trying to play it out for you guys. Lay it out for what's coming up this weekend, not just our game, but all the games. Now, I know that Jerry Jones spoke today, old Jerry, and he had some comments to make when it came to a Super Bowl run at this thing, right? Get the Super Bowl going. So, baby, what did Jerry Jones have to say about his opinion on the Super Bowl and how kind of, the Super Bowl, but also these games we got coming up in front of us?
I want to have another Super Bowl in DFW. I think it's natural that we should. I think our number one selling point, this is football country. That sounds a little corny, a little too broad, but it's not. We're at the center of the greatest game. This is football country, but it hasn't fit for us, but it will fit at a point in time.
All I'm going to say, Jerry, it's been 27 fucking years, all right? You better bring it back to Dallas where it belongs, because right now it ain't belonging in Dallas the way he's been GMing for maybe 26 out of the last 27 years. So I hear him, though. Now, we got a tough schedule. Montana Poon Handler kind of made a mention in there. So, baby, what is he thinking about these next games on the road, at Buffalo, at Miami?
It's a daunting task to go to Buffalo with a very dangerous, very talented team. One that early was predicted, if anything, to be a dominant team. Their quarterback's outstanding, presents all kinds of problems for anybody. This is a daunting task to think about going from there to the other road game that we've got. So buckle your seatbelts. Again,
I want to remind everybody what he said about the Eagles last week. It would take a Herculean effort by the Cowboys to win this game against the Eagles and beat them, and we pretty much crushed them by 20. Although I thought we played a Herculean type start for this game. So he's kind of referencing the next 2 weeks in a similar way. The Bills, it's a tough game. Dominant team, the Bills, supposed to be dominant. The quarterback is outstanding. All kinds of problems for every team he plays. So, a daunting task. These are the things Jerry's kind of mentioned about the Eagles, and Jalen Hurts and the game we just had this past week. So, every game here, Eagles, the next two here, they're daunting tasks, it seems like, through Jerry's mind. Now, Jerry also quickly kind of touched on a couple of the injuries. We'll talk about a little bit more of that here in the near future, but Jerry Jones did not sound too concerned about the availability of some of the guys with the flu right now on our injury list, like Stephon Gilmore, Brandon Cooks, and Jalen Tolbert. All three of these guys, after missing practice on Thursday with an illness and the flu, Jerry Jones just I'm not too concerned about that. We'll see how they are, but we should be good. Or I'm kind of paraphrasing there. So that's kind of Jerry Jones's thoughts on the injuries. Of course, as the day went on, we heard from Mike McCarthy. And he said some things as well. Now, that was early in the morning. Now, Mike McCarthy spoke on 105 Through the Fan and at a press conference, which he does on the daily, right? And he was asked, actually on 105 Through the Fan earlier today, he was asked, when they played Many Men by 50 Cent at the start of his weekly interview, I'm sorry, he had the weekly interview there. They were playing that song for him when he went on one of the fan, and they asked him, "Did you recognize that as the song you walked into when you came back from your surgery last week?" And he said, "Quote, I recognized it. That was a nice touch." And then they asked him, "Did you know the song when the team played it in the offensive room there?"
Yeah, did he know it before they?
Yeah, and he said, "Absolutely not. I was enjoying the beat though when I walked in the room." And then he started laughing. He said, "I didn't realize the lyrics of the song." So there you go. He wasn't really listening to the song lyrics. He liked the beat, and he is not familiar with many men from 50 Cent.
You don't know 50?
So
anyway, sorry, I had to throw in that joke, but rolling it back to some actual football stuff. He did touch a little bit on Martavis Bryant, who, by the way,
a lot of you guys asked about him.
I know a few of you guys keep asking, hey, are we ever going to see him? McCarthy said, quote, "I really like him. He's done a really, really good job coming in here, fitting in here. I think just like anybody that's been away for the amount of time that he has, there definitely was a conditioning hurdle to get over. He has lost a little weight. I think he's shown more and more with each opportunity. Excellent personality. He's just trying to do everything right. I have a lot of respect for the way that he comes in here."
Obviously, he came in a little heavy. Sounds like lost a little weight. He's getting more conditioned into football shape. He's more and more getting that path
when
right
McCarthy
now.
says lost weight, to me that means lost muscle specifically. Just because if you've lost weight in a general sense, that could be fat, that could be anything, but saying lost weight, that to me sounds like lost muscle specifically.
Well, I mean, he sounds like he's doing better though after losing the muscle. So whether it's muscle, I think it's weight because he came in there a little behind. Not in football shape, and then he was a little bit. I think it was more about the importance of him getting in football shape, which equals losing weight. That's what I think, and gaining muscle in a way. But working hard, getting back into football shape, and shedding some of the extra pounds. That's what my guess is on McCarthy.
I think I
took it the other way.
Did I read that the wrong way? Let me see. Fitting in here. Let me see. He has lost a little. Okay, yeah true.
Yeah, so it's more about the fat.
I thought he took that more as he's lost weight from
but before
where he used to be.
Yeah, he should have been bigger now. Right.
Exactly. He was at 180, he should have been a 190. He was at 190, he should be a 180 type of thing. Now,
as we move on from Martavis Bryant, now this is to me one of the. You guys talked about this earlier. Someone said it earlier. You read their comment in there that to me, this team, and I said this to you earlier today, baby, before we went live, that the fact that these guys, Mike McCarthy, Dak Prescott, and this team, in this new look offense, everyone is on the same page. That to me is incredibly important. It reminds me of the 90s when you knew that they were confident, not just because they knew they were good, but they were confident because they knew what they're doing together, everyone. And I think that's something that's been missing from the Cowboys for years and years and years on end. I just think it's been raggedy, it's been up and down, it's been inconsistent, but I think there's a consistency building at least. Easy teams, hard teams. I'm seeing this team be have the same confidence against no matter what team we play. That's what matters to me. So the fact that today McCarthy stressed that Dak Prescott and his success he has in his new look offense is because everyone, not just Dak or McCarthy, but everyone on this fucking team on offense is on the same page. You praise all over the place is giving praise to Dak Prescott, I know we have here.
Rightfully so.
But McCarthy outlined why things are going so smoothly. So what did he say, baby?
He said, "I just think that we're all on the same page. That's the beauty of this game. There are fundamentals that we all teach, but there's usually another variation of one as far as techniques and fundamentals. It's no different with quarterback play. Every position that's been coached in the game of football, everyone's trying to play faster with more clarity. It's really pulling the whole group together to accomplish that. How we dissect and detail our plays is different than it was in the last couple of years, and Dak's having success with it. It really all comes down to the consistency in the coaching, and most importantly, the players.
I like consistency in the coaching.
Dak is the lead dog in the room. There's total buy-in, and they're having success with it. I'm glad McCarthy obviously doing a little bit of tooting his own horn there, although also reminding the Joneses, hey, consistency does count for something. We wouldn't be here if I hadn't been here the year before and the year before and the year before. So
yeah, and this equates to something Dak said earlier this week, and I want to make sure you re-say it because it's about the brotherhood the Cowboys have this year, specifically through Dak Prescott's own words. It's a long context quote, but baby, we got this this was said a couple days ago, yesterday from Dak. But this is the big, huge quote about really the brotherhood and how it's important. That you can tell this is Dak's offense, Dak's team, and everyone's on the same page, which is major. What did Dak have to say about the brotherhood here in this team?
Quote, "Guys are more disciplined. Guys are being accountable to it. Not just saying, oh, we got this brotherhood, that's our strength, but rather like, it's our strength because of what I do. So I've got to make sure I do my job. I've got to make sure I stay committed to my role. Excuse me there. Bit of a sick moment. Back to what Dak said. Quote, whether that be a show team player or whether it be a running and clearing a route out. Those practice squad guys we got right now are some of the best. I promise you, practice has been harder than a lot of these games. That's because of Sheldrick Redwine. That's because of Malik Jefferson. That's because of Tyrus Wheat. The way they approach the practices and the looks they give us, they're not bullshitting. I think that goes a long way, and the Brotherhood is to make sure that we can take that application to the field. So, guys, from our freaking Towel Boys all the way up to Dak Prescott, they're all on the same page.
That exudes confidence from my team, and the Brotherhood is great. I like what Dak said. The Brotherhood is not just like, hey, we got a Brotherhood, so we're good. No, it's about being accountable. We are a Brotherhood because of the jobs we do on this team and help each other out, pick each other up. That's what it's about. And, Dak's got them on the right track. McCarthy's guidance, Dak's guidance, and these guys have the team on the same page with each other. That is a key to winning a Super Bowl. I'm not saying we're going to win it, but that is a key of winning the Super Bowl.
It sounds really, really, really dumb, but it's almost like Tinkerbell. Like, you have to believe, and if you don't believe, it dies. This team has to believe in its own abilities and believe in each other, or else it just will not work. It doesn't matter what you do, in a way. So it's just really nice to see, because obviously this is a huge part of our success right now.
Yeah. So, again, I love it. I love to hear it from Dak, from McCarthy, and you see it on the field. So that's what matters in the end. Now, McCarthy went into the game a little bit more about the game, and he said that the forecast, of course, it's calling for rain on Sunday. I'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. But the Cowboys have done a lot of wet ball drills all week, and we'll have another session Saturday afternoon before flying out to Buffalo. McCarthy said, quote, they're fully aware of what we're getting ready to potentially play in. So again, we're not worried about the rain. We're practicing as if it is raining, cold, wet hands, cold, wet balls. Wait, what? And that's what we're practicing. And McCarthy's putting it all in.
If you prepare to have cold, wet balls, then you can be pleasantly surprised when they are...
The results could be good.
Warm, dry balls.
McCarthy said, prepping guys for the weather conditions in Buffalo with wet ball drills. He said, quote, it's for all the players. You just focus on anybody that's going to handle the football, even the centers. I feel like we've prepared properly. And hey, the center is definitely, no matter what, the only player in the game on the team that touches the ball on offense every play. Definitely. You can snap it to the running back, but that means the quarterback don't touch it. The center touches the ball every play. The center is the first guy who should be practicing with wet footballs. So McCarthy, he feels they're prepared. He feels they've been practicing with these wet balls and really handling it well, whether it's snapping it, throwing it, catching it, running with it. Great sign there. Great. I'm hoping this pays off for the Cowboys in a possible, light to medium rainstorm there in Buffalo, cold rain. Now, McCarthy also said that he's sure that Trayvon Diggs is pissed off and missing the chance to play against his brother Stephon Diggs from the Bills at wide receiver. But then McCarthy said, quote, but I'll tell you what, ball skills definitely run in the family. Both those guys have the unusual ability to catch the football. So it just makes us miss him that much more hearing that comment. Now, what about injuries? We're going to get to the injuries here. McCarthy had a couple words to say about this. He said, quote, I think everyone's going to progress. We don't feel like we're going to have to leave anyone home. Which initially is like, great, but about who? He didn't mention Hankins. He said, I expect the players battling these illnesses to be okay. And that means Jalen Tolbert, Brandon Cooks, Stephon Gilmore. These guys should be good against the Bills. He also said about Malik Hooker, the ankle injury. He did some walkthrough stuff, and he is, quote, hopeful that he'll play on Sunday. So we got to check the injury report because then practice ended. Injury report came out. And even though Malik Hooker comes out as questionable, he was limited in practice today, listed as limited, but he is questionable for this game on Sunday. Matt Walesko is questionable. He will not play, though, guys. Even though he was full all week, he's not going to be taken off that the 21-day window, and neither is Valemi Fehoko, who's full all week but questionable for the game because he's not going to get. He's basically out. Both those guys do not count on the 53. Then you had guys with illnesses, right? Brandon Cooks did not practice today. He's questionable for the game, but everyone feels good about it. Same thing with Stephon Gilmore. He's sick. Didn't practice at all today. Questionable for the game on Sunday. Looks good, though. Again, they're saying he should be good to go. Jalen Tolbert was limited today with the illness. He's also questionable, and he's ready to go for the game. So all these questionable guys, Brandon Cooks, Stephon Gilmore, Jalen Tolbert, those 3 guys, they're good to go. And Malik Hooker's the only guy you got to keep an eye on. They're going to work him out on tomorrow and see if he can make it on the plane flight. He's hopeful, so we'll see about that injury. The only guy listed as out is Big Hank, number 95, Jonathan Hankins.
Just tracks with everything that we knew so far, and even the Hooker stuff. Like, we kind of expected him to be closer to that bubble than some of the other guys. The good news is, it seems like the illnesses are at least making their way officially out of Dallas land.
Knocking on wood. So, again, and then one other guy is Rico Dowdle with the ankle. All week he was limited. Today he was full practice. No game status, no questionable. Sometimes he'll get a questionable thing. No, he's good to go. So, again, good news there for Rico.
Some more bumps and bruises for Rico.
Micah Parsons was limited in the first day with the illness, but full practice the rest of the week. He has no game designation. He is fully ready to go. So, truly, Jonathan Hankins, the only guy we definitely have out. Malik Hooker, the hopeful. There, he's the next guy on that list. He's hopefully will be for this game. He's questionable. And then after him, you got a bunch of guys that either like Rico Dowdle, who's ready to full go, or guys that are questionable because of their illness. Brandon Cooks, Stephon Gilmore, and Jalen Tolbert. We'll see what happens. But it seems like everybody but Hankins and maybe Hooker will be at this game here. But Micah Parsons, now this means the Cowboys have to step it up when it comes to Jonathan Hankins' position there, right? And that means, to me, I'm looking at how we're gonna figure this out. I mean, a lot of this comes down to
the first name that pops up when we talk about Hankins is his number 2, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, the takeover. Who's taking over, right? So to me,
number 2.
To me, his number 2 is going to be Mazi Smith. But Dan Quinn has to find the way to kind of get this thing going forward, right? He's the key here to fixing the run-stopping issues we may have without Jonathan Hankins in the mix. So Micah Parsons was asked. This was also yesterday. We know Mazi Smith's going to get more work this week. So Dan Quinn already said that to us. With Hankins out, we know it's going to be also Carl Davis and more Neville Gallimore. But Micah Parsons was on. He wasn't asked. Micah Parsons was on his Bleacher Report podcast today. This was today. Usually it's on Mondays, but it was on today. And he was asked, what does Mazi Smith need to do to be great in this league? And Micah Parsons answered that question.
He said, quote, "One thing I told Mazi is, you got to come in here with intent every day to get better. You got to have that unbelievable amount of faith in yourself that we have in you, because we need you. I told Mazi, if we want to win this thing, we need Mazi Smith to be his best. I think that's something that he took personal. And this week, I'm excited to see how he plays and the big steps that he takes."
There you go. So Mazi, hopefully, listen to little Micah there, and let's get attacking this Bills, offense. It's going to be a major battle going on there. With they have a good offense and we have a great defense. So let's hope we win that one out there. Micah does his thing. When it comes to this upcoming game, and let me just remind everybody, what they kind of look like when it comes to the way I see them. Well, you get the Buffalo Bill, all right, from Silence of the Lambs. You got the drumstick. You got the Bill bleeding out. I like that one a lot. I love to laugh at this Josh Allen Bills logo. He really did draw this. And it wasn't when he was 2. He did this when he was like 24. Okay, so interesting there. But hey, these are the colors you're going to see from the Bills, guys. You're going to see the uniform combination. They're going to have the white helmet, which was expected, with their emblem. Well, not that emblem, but this emblem alive. And then they're gonna have the blue jerseys, which we knew, with the white pants and blue socks. So that's the way they're going to come out against us. This Cowboys-Bills game has now the first full forecast, officially from the National Weather Forecast and the National Weather Service, which usually waits till late in the week for improved accuracy. On Sunday, the forecast in Orchard Park for this game, 15 to 18 mile per hour winds.
Okay.
It was at 10 to 12. Now we're at 15 to 18. They're going to have gusts up to 31 miles per hour.
Oh, nice.
Chance of rain, 80%.
Oh, boy.
And the high is going to be near 50. Wind is going to impact the passing game and the kicking game. So if you want Aubrey to keep that record.
And the wind chill, by the way, because that wind
drops it
coming
down
at
too.
you. I'm just saying, it's going to still feel chillier for some of our players, probably.
But the wind is going to fuck up passing. It's going to fuck up. Listen, Aubrey's record will probably be ended this week. That streak will probably be ended.
I mean,
if the Cowboys kick a field goal, I think that's what's going to happen.
I personally disagree, only because I am hopeful that McCarthy's not going to have him out there kicking some crazy-ass field goals. We are going to be a little bit more conservative when it comes to maybe our decision
if
to
a 30 mile per hour gust is from behind him, I see McCarthy kicking it from 60 yards. But if it's side to side or if it's chancy, you don't kick it even close to that. So
I know, but that's why we have a whole team of analytics people and coaches and other people who are probably involved in trying to figure out the logistics of do we kick it or not, depending on the weather. So
well, we'll see what happens. The weather, 15 to 18 mile per hour with 31 wind gust and 80% chance of rain. It's going to be a sloppy game, guys.
Don't forget the Bones factor, too. Maybe Bones decides to push to go for it or not or something.
Maybe, but again, that's going to be really interesting. This is going to be a game where this is one I'm watching even more than the Bills. It's going to be a tough game. But to me, even more than the Bills, it's how do we handle bad weather? How do we handle inclement weather that's going to hurt us in the playoffs if we don't know how to fucking do it now? So this is not just about beating the Bills to me. It's about beating the Bills and handling playoff weather, what happens when we have to rely on the run more? Boom. We're going to find out what happens. What happens when we have to stop the run more? Boom. We're going to find out what happens this week especially. When you look at these numbers, these stats, Cowboys right now at 32.4 points per game. That's number one in the NFL. Their defense is giving up 18.8 points per game. That's not bad because our defense giving up 17.9 points per game, like one more point than us. I know it sounds like a lot, but really, it is not. The Bills' defense is solid. They stop teams from scoring. Now, as far as them putting up points, they're also a higher scoring team. They score about 26.8 points per game. So, hey, something's got to give here. And it just seems like they're going to stop a much more high-powered offense. And while we will have to slow down a much more high-scoring offense, let's say, than we're used to. Now, rushing-wise, we're running for 118 yards per game, almost 119. Their defense allows 114. So we should be hitting that same spot in that average. Now, as far as them running, they run for 122 yards per game. We give up 106. We got to stay on that. The running game is going to be so important. That means not just Josh Allen for his scrambles, but James Cook. I'll talk about him a little more in a minute. Passing yards for us, 263 yards per game passing. They allow only 207 yards per game passing, which is pretty fucking good. We allow 183, though. 184 yards per game passing. And they throw for about 256, about 5 less than us. So this is an even battle here. Defenses, offenses, when it comes to the stats. Now, the biggest difference here is really, total yardage. We allow 289 yards per game against our defense. They allow 321. So it's still about 30-yard difference. It's still pretty close. But turnover differential is the big one. The Cowboys are plus 10 in turnover differential. We don't fumble the ball away or turn the ball over, throw interceptions, but we get that damn ball. While on the other side, the Bills, they're only plus 2. They get some turnovers. They're good at that. But they also give the ball up a lot. So that's the way this game is looking when it comes to the basic bare minimum statistics. The Lunatic in the house, dropping that 5 on it. Much love to the Lunatic, who, by the way, with that drop, with that $1, $2, $3, $4, $5 holler, he actually knocks down Mr. Mark Hovsepian to 34 points. What did the Lunatic have to say?
My letter networks are MCF and MCW. F the haters. Let Dak deal, but run the rock versus Buffalo. His score prediction, by the way, Dallas 27, Buffalo 21. Go Cowboys.
Go Cowboys.
Poodle. Pinche Cowboys.
It's gonna be an interesting game with these high scoring offenses, these good defenses, and the rain factor. That can change this from being a high scoring game to a much lower scoring game. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I don't see us getting over 30 in this game unless the rain goes away. Then I can see us hitting over 30. The Buffalo Bills, they're gonna have trouble. I think they hit 20 against our defense and the rain. So we'll see.
So yes, huge shout out to you, the Lunatic. Appreciate you.
Yes,
and appreciate that we are any of the letters in your network.
Yes. Thank you, brother. And again, you can always count the godfather of the channel here in the memberships, Mr. Lunatic.
Cassie Stewart in the house. What's up?
This is the first drops of the week, so let me add him on the board. Get him a couple of shout-outs maybe and a comment or two,
Of course. We have a Rare in the house saying, hot take, Josh Allen will throw more than one interception on Sunday.
Well, that's not really a hot take. That's kind of like an expected take in a way, right? I mean, he's supposed to throw pick. He's supposed to have issues.
So... but I'm willing to split the difference. He probably will get a pick, but maybe he fumbles once too. So
he does that a lot as well, so that's a good point.
Just throwing that out there, right? Kind of rolling back a little bit more. I want to touch on a few points here. By the way, Chalk to Montana 808 is saying the Bills can't play in any type of chaotic weather, according to Bills insiders.
I agree, but
the Bills are actually struggle more with the cold than some of the weather.
They might struggle with the cold, but my only thing about them, and I said this yesterday, is that they're more used, whether they struggle or not. I don't know if it's going to make a big difference. They are more used to it, is my kind of thought process. They're more used to shitty weather and playing in shitty weather than we would be. That's all. I mean, that's my thought on that. So they have a Josh Allen that knows how to play.
Mediocrity.
Well, I'm saying he knows how to play in shitty weather. Josh Allen doesn't mean he's going to play well, but at least he know. We don't know what we're going to get. Dak could handle it, trust me, but it might slow down the offense. That's all. They kind of know how to prepare for the rain situation. We're preparing with dipping the footballs in water and ice cold water and trying to catch it and run with them. So hopefully that works. Hopefully that will work. We'll see. It gets slippier. It's slippier than it is, when you're trying to adjust in the game and you guys got guys hitting you and they're just catching the ball. The wet balls. That's going to be a little different. So hopefully this translates past the weather issues that we're going to have.
We do have our resident Bills fan here, Antoine Scott, saying you better stop listening to them insiders.
That's Mr. Montana. Hey, Montana, let him know. I think that Josh Allen will play well in bad weather. I'm not saying he's a good quarterback, he just knows how to play in shitty weather, and that's why you gotta you watch for Mr. Josh Allen to scramble and run for a lot of these 3rd down and 4, 5s, and 6s. You know what happened? That happened to us a couple of years ago. It happened to us last time we played these guys in Dallas. They hurt us with Josh Allen running the ball, and he was a lot less experienced and a lot less better, a lot worse than he is now when we played him last time. So when it comes to the injuries for the Buffalo Bills, their main guys right now, they're going to have 2 guys out for the game, and it was kind of what was expected. A.J. Epineza, who is their rotational, important pass rusher, has a rib injury, didn't practice all week. He is out for this game. Not a starter, but ask the guys in the chat. Ask Antoine. He's kind of an important piece for them there in their rotation at edge. And then you got Micah Hyde, starting strong safety for them. I'm pretty sure he's their strong safety, isn't he? I think so. But Micah Hyde, guys, has that neck stinger. I'm sorry, he's their free safety. My fault. But Micah Hyde with the free safety injury there for Buffalo with the neck stinger, he is officially ruled out for this game. So no AJ Epineza, no Micah Hyde. Those are 2 basic starters in there. Epineza has 6.5 sacks on the season for the Bills. Micah Hyde, one of Buffalo's most versatile weapons. 2 guys that are questionable. You got Kair Elam, a cornerback with an ankle issue. He's full practice, but he's still listed as questionable. And then Justin Shorter with a hamstring injury. He was full practice all week, but also listed as questionable. Everyone else on their team, no game status designation, which means Taron Johnson, their starting cornerback with the ankle, and Dalton Kincaid, their number 1 tight end, rookie tight end with the shoulder and thumb injury. Both these guys practiced. Now, they were both limited in practice, but they still have no game designation. They said they were going to kind of wait, monitor them for today, and they seem to pass all with flying colors. They're going to be in this game, so good for them. They're going to be fully healthy, except for two guys in major. Now, I will say one other guy that's listed, Von Miller at edge. He's out there. He's got that issue with the domestic violence thing. I don't know if they're going to put him on that field. I don't hear anything about him getting on that field this week. Maybe I know he's on the exempt list. Is he on the exempt list from the commissioner? I don't know. If he was, he wouldn't be on this list. So he is on the list with a little injury, but he's good to go. Full practice and no game status designation. So Antoine, let me know what's the deal with Mr. Von Miller. It just sounds like they would need him in there, but they don't seem to be using him.
Both are important pieces and going to be missed.
Yeah, Micah Hyde. Meaning Micah Hyde and AJ Epineza, but not Von Miller. So I want Von Miller breakdown there when he gets a chance.
We'll get into that. I'm just saying, you got to give the chat time to catch up as well.
Of course. So when we look at this Bills team, let me get these funny logos off for a second. And let me get to, right now, I want to make sure we keep an eye on a guy on their offense, a couple X factors for their offense. And it's going to be number 14 is one of those guys, Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs, guys, right up there is one of the NFL's best wide receivers. He's certainly one of the most polished route runners, one of the best route runners in the league right now. Every week, NFL players are presented with new challenges, and this dynamic duo of someone like Josh Allen throwing the ball to Stephon Diggs is one that could decide the outcome of this game. Diggs has been known to get frustrated. You see him this year get pissed off sometimes at Josh Allen in some of these games if things don't go his way. So it's going to be up to Dan Quinn. Yeah, I said it. Dan Quinn. To get him out of his game. To get the Cowboy players to kind of get under his skin and let him get, into that mindset or that mind state of frustration. Do not let him catch passes or get going. Do not let him find any kind of rhythm when it's, when you talk about number 14. And if the Cowboys can at least slow him down, get him out of rhythm, get him a little bit upset, it could be a long day, not just for Stephon Diggs, but for the entire offense. So this is a big game for the Buffalo offense, and specifically their offensive line. We talked about them yesterday; they're pretty good, but when it comes to run blocking, they're horrible interior, and when it comes to pass blocking, they're pretty fucking good. I mean, they're decent, right? And they're going to be tested though, because they got to deal with Micah Parsons. You see him right there in the middle of your screen. So again, I don't think they've faced anyone like Micah this year. Maybe they got close.
No.
But no one like Micah.
They have not, because that's the point. Yeah. Micah is a very, very unique type of player. So, it's hard to compare. Yeah, so again, when it comes to the offensive line, Micah Parsons is going to be, it's about Quinn using Micah all over the line. I'm just going to throw this out there again. I would love to see Micah being used in the A and B gaps inside the tackles. Not on the outside, on the edge every time. I want to see him inside, moved around, and let them keep guessing. Let the offensive line get a little bit confused because they got Osiris Torrance. He's a rookie, doing pretty good, but test him. Strain him in the interior of that defensive line. Of that offensive line. With our defensive line, I think, we're going to talk about tomorrow. Probably a big matchup is Osiris Torrance versus number 97, Osa Odigizua. That's one we're going to talk about tomorrow. A must-win key to victory for the Cowboys. So, when I talk about Stephon Diggs, I'm not talking about it just in a bullshit way. He actually spoke about, his production this year and his increased drops. He's got a lot of drops. He gets frustrated. He just said, listen, it's not because of me. Leave me out of this. It ain't my fault. Actually, what did he say in full context? Quote, it's not because of me. I'm not going to lie. I get furious out there, want to say the F word, but you know exactly what I mean.
Yeah, guys. Again, he's been describing these last couple of games as rough, frustrating. He's been, his most effective role has been like an upbeat sideline cheerleader. You know what I mean? So, as long as they're winning, Diggs says he's okay with it, but we'll see. If we get this game under his skin, we get a little bit of a lead, we start off nice.
Grab your pom-poms.
Yeah, and then let him be on the sideline cheerleader for all I give a fuck. So, another guy we got to watch out for, and I really should respect him by putting his face on the screen, but I did. I respected him because I got him on our thumbnail. And you see him right there with the bleeding out Buffalo Bison. It's number 4. That's James Cook, running back. To me, this guy is one of the biggest X factors of this game. With so much attention on Josh Allen, on Stephon Diggs, you cannot forget about number 4, James Cook. He's a highly capable running back and a receiving back. Any team that is able to control the ball, get first downs, are going to be able to grind the defense down and is able to win games. So when you add James Cook into the mix, James Cook into the mix, the Bills are able to kind of do that with the ball, with the running game, with James Cook. Here's the deal, guys. The Cowboys, their Achilles heel, what has it always been the last couple of years? Inability to stop the rushing attack, at least in a consistent level.
Which is why some of us are, a tiny bit panicky over the thought of not having Hankins in this game.
Yeah, so again,
being real.
That's why the run game is even a bigger deal. So, again, when the Cowboys going up there with colder weather, outdoors, temperatures, and all that good stuff, the rain, the wind, this could be a game with a rushing attack for both teams. Just plays a natural, bigger role than anybody. We could talk about the offensive passing of Dak Prescott and the offensive passing of Josh Allen, the receivers, CeeDee Lamb, or Diggs, or who the fuck ever. It don't matter if it's fucking raining 80% of the game or the whole game, and it's stopping you from able to throw the ball with the wind. That combination is going to make it a lot difficult. It's going to shut down the passing game. It's not going to be a defense. It's going to be nature. So if nature stops down our passing game and their passing game, we got to run. But we're talking about the other way around. We got to stop the run. And James Cook, number 4, is the major guy there. In my opinion, guys, I think a lot of people, content creators, a lot of people are overlooking this guy. I'm telling you, don't look at him. Don't overlook him, because you can talk about Allen, Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs all day. In the rain, I doubt it's even as good. But the guy you got to watch for is James Cook, guys. And that's it. Stopping him from getting going is a step in the right direction for the Cowboys to get that 11th win of the season. You got to remember, this guy can run and he can catch. He's got over 100 yards of combined offense, rushing and receiving in the last 4 games. He's just heating up right now. So James Cook must be slowed down. The Cowboys have one of the best defenses overall in the NFL. We're allowing only, like I said earlier, just under 18 points a game. 17.9 points per game. That is 4th best in the NFL.
We love to see it.
The only thing we rank out of the top 10 when it comes to all our defensive stuff is stopping the run. That's why I'm talking about James Cook. Stopping the run. We're allowing 106 yards per game, which is not bad. But that is 13th in the NFL. Not a top 10 defense when it comes to stopping the run. We're also allowing an average of 4.1 yards per game, which, again, per rush. 4.1 yards per rush. That's also not that good of a ranking. Let's put it that way. We're right there in the middle of the pack, I think at 16th. Hopefully, we'll be able to keep him under the 100-yard mark or so as a complete offense. Hopefully, we hold him under 100 yards of total offense. And, of course, the rushing game with him and Josh Allen, hopefully we keep him under 100 or around the 106 level, right? And, of course, those yards per carry, yards per rush, 4.1. Let's keep that a little lower if we can, guys. Try to slow down, stop. Mainly James Cook running the ball and catching the ball out of the backfield for the sure-handed. Even in the rain, they can get the ball to him. A little pitch here, a little pass here, a little screen there. You get the ball in his hands, he could be an issue. But again, it's that's part of it. Of course, Josh Allen running the ball is another thing we got to watch when it comes to the overall running game. So we must stop the run in the rain. Even more important, and that's really all I got to say about that, guys. I mean, that's pretty much an obvious thing. Finishing up though on the run game and James Cook, I just want to make sure you guys understand he's been a huge feature of Buffalo's offense over the last month. 4 straight games, at least 100 scrimmage yards. The longest streak by a Bills running back all the way since back to 2016. Dak's rookie year. James Cook is not a one-dimensional back. He ranks 3rd among all NFL running backs, 3rd best with scrimmage yards. Yeah, he has almost 800, like Tony Pollard, rushing yards.
That's insanity.
But he's got another 300 yards, almost 400 yards receiving as a running back. So he's 3rd among all NFL running backs with 1,180 scrimmage yards. He ranks 5th in the NFL as far as running backs with an 86.4 catch rate. The man does not drop the pass. And since Joe Brady took over who was the guy they fired? The old OC. Since Brady took over, they've been using James Cook a lot more. His target rate has increased by almost 20%. So they're throwing the ball 20% of the time more to number 4 than they have before, with their old OC was fired a month ago or so. So, again, guys, over and over again, they're using their players better on Buffalo's offense and the way they're scheming, and they got to stop number 4. The Bills will try to find early success against the Cowboys is in the red zone early in the game. The Cowboys are allowing teams to score touchdowns 58.8% of the time in the red zone, which ranks in the bottom half of the NFL. We're 22nd in the red zone defensive side of things. So Buffalo, they've consistently been great in the red zone this year. They're scoring about 3 out of 4 times in the red zone, 75% of the time, which is 2nd best in the NFL. So red zone issues for us, they have a good red zone offense. All right? So running the ball, all this is going to play into it, passing, running, all of it. So when you look at the offensive X factors in this game, guys we have to stop and look at, I mean, those 2 guys are the obvious. These 2 guys plus number 4, James Cook, are the obvious culprits, you can say here, that we must slow down, stop, keep in check, whatever you want to say, however you want to say it. When you flip it around, as you finish up tonight, we got to talk about Dak Prescott there, guys, who is on pace. Now, we got our offense going. Texas Coast style gets a good defense in this Bills team. Dak Prescott right now is on pace to be the first quarterback in the Super Bowl era to lead the NFL in passing touchdowns immediately a year after leading the NFL interceptions. Remember, he led the NFL interceptions this year, but he's leading the NFL right now in touchdown passes. He'll be the first quarterback since 1963, 68 or whatever, since we started the Super Bowl era, to ever do this if he keeps this rate going. The only other quarterback to ever achieve this, he'll be the second guy. The only other quarterback to do this before the Super Bowl era, 1945 and 1946, Bob Waterfield. I've never fucking heard of him. So, hey, Dak is he could be a guy that goes from the most interceptions one year to the next year, the most touchdowns. Just imagine. Hey, he's one of the least interception guys as well this year. Dak also has the highest completion rate, 63.9%. When he's under pressure, guys, all right? So when he's under pressure, he's completing 64% of his passes. That is the best in the NFL, guys. It also adds to possessing the highest PFF passing grade as well. So he's got the best completion percentage under pressure and also the highest PFF analytical passing grade amongst all quarterbacks when he's under pressure. Shit. You know that Dak has the highest completion rate in the NFL on third down? The money plays. So money plays.
Very impressive.
Under pressure. The guy, Dak Prescott, is one of the best, if not the best right now. And I said this is the reason why. It's always been this way. Because of years past, guys. Remember years past where Dak's always dealing with a broken offensive line. Receiver by committee. Shitty offensive. He had to deal with all the pressure for 8 years. This is like heaven for him right now. When it comes to having pressure, he's used to that shit. And getting pressured, he's good at that. He's always been good at that. Getting blitzed, pressured, whatever. But now he's also been great on third downs. He is number one across the league in these very important money downs, money factors, money situations.
Exactly.
Speaking of money downs, we got a $10 holler, a bomb dropped by Truth Bomb here on the board.
Bomb.
Much love.
You. You know what he had to say?
Hit me with it.
Their entire defense is hurt. We threw 40 on them and then move on to warmer weather.
Yeah, back into Miami, right?
Go fucking Cowboys.
Go fucking Cowboys. You know the deal.
Thank you, Truth Bomb. Appreciate you.
I love bombs of truth.
And we will be doing probably some type of call-in stream once the regular season is over. And then hopefully before any kind of postseason games have happened. We will be doing our best to try and squeeze one in there during that week.
Yeah, that's the plan. That is the plan.
So, but of course,
updating the board here.
You guys
Truth Bomb,
know what the plan is.
In 8th place on that board, by the way. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. But you know what the plan is for that over everything level of membership, guys. Because guess what? If you are in the Navy Blue, Silver, and Star, each one has its perks. But over everything, you get to join us one-on-one.
Yeah, that's the way you get out of this. That's our calling for the people that really want to get that done sooner than later. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Of their time.
And I'll have to touch base with Mr. Seabass because
we got one coming up with him.
Next week might work. In the sense of might work for us. I think that would be. We'll
see if we can fit him in there next week. If it matches up to the schedule we're on, he's on. We'll be talking about our Cowboys with Seabass, of course. Oh, and Truth Bomb, another one here in the Navy Blue crew right there. Much love to Truth Bomb as he's in with the emojis, with the perks.
Drop them if you got them now, Truth.
You know what to do. Much love to Truth Bomb.
I still have to admit that the little drawing that Josh Allen made is my favorite one.
That is definitely my favorite one as well.
I think that's just
I just
so
love
funny. So good, too. There you go, Truth Bomb. Love to see it.
Yeah. He's just dropping them like it's hot. The stars over everything. You know it.
That's right. So take a second, guys, to hit like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. You guys can follow us anywhere and everywhere at MyCowboysFamily. Also, make sure to hop in the Discord. Link for that's in the description box down below.
By the way, I was going to...
Go ahead.
No, I got to shout out some people here. But I just want to say Truth Bomb jumps up to 7th place now on this overall board. And, of course, when you talk about the people that are running the boards currently right now, sponsor of the week.
Jason Renfro. Thank you so much, Jason. Appreciate you. He's not just the sponsor of the week, is he, though? He's also the membership gifting king.
Yeah, much love to Jason Renfro. Mark Hosepian. Got that Jordan. Got that Rico Dowdle. 23 points in the Stream Boss and the king of the Cash App, Stanley Smith. I don't think many drops tonight in the Cash App, but the leader still in the Cash App is Gloria in first place there. And on the overall board and on the membership gifting board this week for next week, Skeptical Fan trying to do that takeover thing. Much love to him as he's leading the crew right now over Bootzilla in the membership gifting side by 4. And he's overall in first place currently. Just a little bit, a trickle or two in front of Mr. Over Everything, Seabass.
So
appreciate you.
And Retro, we do still have technically, I think, just the challenge flag. I think the yellow flag
we lost
grew legs and walked away.
No, we got
but yeah, that was fun. Oh, we do?
Yeah, we got
okay. Oh, they're on your side.
We might have to pull on the next game, but those flags got annoying as fuck. When we got to throw 16 of them out for our Cowboys. I hate it. So as we get back on pace here on things, much love the truth bomb, just dropping it like it's hot. But Dak, again, guys, when it comes to pressure, Dak is the best this year. When it comes to completing the pass under pressure, one of the best this year. And when it comes to completing on third down, it could be 3rd and 20, it could be 3rd and 1. Completing third downs, conversions, throwing the ball, Dak Prescott is number 1. In fact, how about we up it up a little? People always talking shit about Dak, saying Dak he's a game manager like Cam fucking dumbass Newton said, right? People, he has kind of game managed in the beginning of his career, yeah, but is he really a game manager? We've seen him not game manage at all. We've seen him just take over games in the past. But now a new kind of feel going on now with his consistency, I would say, of dominating. No matter who he plays, no matter what the defense it is, he does a damn good job of making decisions out there. But it's about attacking down the field, something he wasn't even allowed to do the first 6 games of this season. After the bye week, came out against the Rams, started attacking down the field because of McCarthy's plays, attacking down the field now, baby. After basically starting on, I would say, week 8 against the Rams. But this is for the whole year. When it comes to 15-yard or longer throws, 15-yard passes in the air or longer, Russell Wilson has 12 touchdowns, so does Tua, and so does Brock Purdy. Okay. But Dak Prescott has 13. So Dak Prescott, and again, he's only had, 10 games, 9 games to really do it in. Not even 8 games to do it in, to do it in really less chances because the first 6 games, guys, we barely threw down the field. We never threw 15 yards or more. That was rare.
Much more conservative offense.
Much more.
We were doing very different things then.
While Brock Purdy, Tua, and Russell Wilson, they were out there trying to get their thing going the whole way through. And I know Russell Wilson got better as the season went on as well, but Dak Prescott just rolling and flowing in this McCarthy offense. So when you look at Dak Prescott just taking over this year, but we know it all goes away if he has a bad game against the Bills.
Yeah, so all it takes is one bad game.
I don't really care about the MVP for Dak, guys. I know some people out there care, and I would love for him to do it. I don't give a fuck. As long as we got to win the Super Bowl, he can win every award. And I think he agrees with me. Dak would agree with me.
Dak said and I'm paraphrasing here if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before. But Dak basically said, the only reason I care about winning MVP is because if I'm still on track to win MVP and I'm getting all these accolades, it means that we're doing good.
And that is exactly what I said a couple weeks ago. If Dak's still in the talk here of MVP, after this stretch of 4 tough games, that means we're winning our games. Or we're doing goddamn good in these games, that we're on track to get that 1st or 2nd seed. And that's all I give a fuck about. So MVP means Dak's playing good. That means I'm happy. That means everyone's happy. So I don't really care about the MVP as much. I'm not going to cry about it. I love to see him get it. But the only trophy that matters is the Super Bowl trophy, and that number 6 for this team. It's the star over everyone and everything, even though I love Dak. I love Troy Aikman and Emmett. It's the star over everyone. Remember that. So touchdown pat. Dak is doing great. He should continue doing this against this, I'll say, depleted defense. Whether Von Miller's out, Penenza's out. I know Von Miller's not out, but he's not playing right now. You got Micah Hyde. They got some weapons that are not there right now for them. So anyways, let me continue. I got a little more on the other side. We're talking about our offense. The Cowboys offense has scored an average of 4 touchdowns per game in the last 3 weeks. And I just want to make sure I want to remind everybody, it's not the last 2 weeks haven't been the Giants, Washington, and Carolina. The last 3 weeks have been Washington, Seattle, and Philadelphia. A lot more difficult than those last 3 games when we used to say about, those teams. Those are easy teams, right? So the Cowboys scoring an average of 4 touchdowns in their last 3 games. And that's against some good teams. We're putting up a lot of points. So keep that in mind, guys. By the way, in case you're wondering, the last 3 weeks, how does that rank us? 4 touchdowns a game averaging? Second best in the NFL. Second most efficient offense. We're playing teams like Seattle and Philly. The Bills, how's their defense doing when it comes to the average touchdowns allowed by their defense? Right now, they're allowing an average of 3 touchdowns per game over the last 3 weeks. So every game, the last 3 weeks, every game they've allowed an average of 3 touchdowns. So we're scoring 4 a game. They're scoring 3 a game in the last 2 weeks. That is 5th most allowed in the NFL by the Bills. So if you want to go and place and attack a spot, we could get some touchdowns against this Bills team. We get at least 21 points at the very least. Whatever our defense, special teams puts up is bonus. That should be enough to win this game. The Bills, if you look at the way they play their defense, you got Poyer, who by the way is all about the ayahuasca. The guy pulled an Aaron Rodgers. You got him. You got a couple other guys I'm going to kind of make a mention of here. Terrell. Oh shit, I forgot his name there. What's his name? Terrell. What, I could be forgetting his name. I'm sorry. No, is it Taron Johnson? No, Terrell Bernard. That linebacker, number 56, I think he is. That's the other guy. That's I can't believe I'm all messed up with my numbers here. We got a drop here. It's Jason Renfro with a dollar holler. Number 56 is Leonard Floyd, by the way. My fault.
Thank you, Jason. I appreciate you. That dollar holler. Another Go Cowboys. Do you know what that brings us to, baby?
Deuce, Emmitt Smith.
That's right.
Marco Seppi and repping that Emmitt Smith on that board.
Big
much love.
Mark.
Yes, and much love to Jason. I did want to make sure I get my numbers right here. Poyer, of course, strong safety. With the ayahuasca deal, he's opening new way, paths in his brain. He actually said
he heard Aaron Rodgers talk about it. He's like, you know what? I can make some money off this shit.
Well, you know what he did say, though? He did say, though, that, he thought he'd play better. He's not having a very good year, even after the ayahuasca. But he already said him and more of his teammates are going to do this ayahuasca treatment here in the offseason again. There was a whole story out there. It's kind of funny if you guys see it out there, read about it. But Poyer, he's a guy that, he's trying to get himself mentally straight. Again, this year, he's mentally happy, but he ain't playing physically great down that field. And again, Micah Hyde's the other guy's out for this game. Well, I mean, looking at this defense, you look at Leonard Floyd, 9.5 sacks, number 56.
You know
Dangerous
what? I wonder
player.
If I take ayahuasca and go to work, do you think I would do a better job?
But again, he's not. Again, let me clarify.
I know. I'm making a joke.
I know, but I'm saying he's not doing it, going to the games every day. He did it in the offseason. He gets he goes to that sweat lodge, and then they get high and they get hallucinations, and they open up brain pathways, and then, hey, he says it's done wonders for him. So did Aaron Rodgers. So, hey, I'm not saying it don't work. I'm just saying that he thought he would actually also play better with a clearer mind, and it hasn't happened for him yet. So, I'm just giving you the rundown on some of these guys in this picture here. Number 43, to me, is one of the bigger names here to watch, Terrell Bernard, because he's a tackling. He's really a sacking machine. His biggest issues are in coverage and really missed tackles. I mean, this is the issue with their linebackers. They miss a lot of tackles. So that's an issue for them. That's fine for me. Now, what I'm trying to say is that when you see this the way the Bills play their defense, the Bills use 2 high shells at the 3rd highest rate in the NFL. 2 high safeties, guys. So that means they're covering half and half of the field. But luckily for the Cowboys, Dak Prescott has been proven to be extremely effective against 2 high safety defenses. And that's this year specifically, not just 4 years ago. This year, he ranks 6th, according to the analytics of PFF, when it comes to the passing grade, and 7th in big-time throw rate. 6th and 7th.
That's
6th in overall passing, 7th in big throws against 2 high safety coverage. 2 high defense, 2 high shells. So again, guys, that is something the Bills do a lot of. Those 2 safeties. That is something Dak has had fan-fucking-tastic success against this season. You want to know my X factor? You know it. It's Dak Prescott. And Dak Prescott, he ranks 6th overall passing against the 2 high safeties, and 7th in making big throws, meaning 20 yards or more. Big plays expected against this defense. And really it comes down when I kind of finishing up here about the Bills and their defense and kind of the keys. I said X factors. Dak is one of them for our offense, but the Bills defense, guys, they take the ball away. I talked about it earlier. They give the ball away too. They're only +2, but they take the ball away. They give the ball up. That's up to our defense. We talked about that. Our offense cannot make any mistakes in giving the ball up to this Bills team. They take the ball away. They have a defense that's really middle of the ground. They're like 16th in pretty much all the categories. You guys feel me? Defensively, they're like an average defense on the straight stats.
All right.
And I think on analytics, they're like the 5th or 6th best defense. So don't let that fool you when it comes to that middle of the road thing. But they do some things very important. And even though they have a modest output there, they have excelled at taking the ball away from opposing offenses. That they're tied for 2nd in the league with 23 forced turnovers. That's 2 more than the Cowboys have. We have 21. They have 23 turnovers this year. And it's not like the Cowboys, right? Like, we have 4 fumble recoveries out of our 21. We have 17 interceptions. You know how they do it? They got 12 passes intercepted, 11 fumbles forced. They're even. They love to cause turnovers in any way they can. Fumbles, interceptions, they do that. The 11 fumble recoveries, by the way, second best in the league.
Shit.
So they will try to... In the rain, we got to make sure. That's an X factor, the rain. Because these guys are going to be stripping the ball, and they're going to get some fumbles. That's what they do. They're opportunistic defense, and they make offenses pay for any fucking mistake. Of course, you got the offense rolling, right? If they like, we get it, right? We get a short field because of our defense. The offense is going to put it in the end zone. So do they. They put it in the end zone 3 out of 4 times when they get to the red zone. So keep that in mind. We cannot lose the ball. Turnovers are major for us in this game to not give the ball away.
Yeah, and stopping them early, too, is huge. Because sometimes we've had a lot of bending but not breaking, where we allow teams all the way down the field and then somehow stop them.
If we bend all the way to the red zone,
sounds like the Bills are getting in.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. We got to make sure we slow them down from getting in the red zone as much as possible. We cannot make any mistakes. So that's defense, though. On offense, we can attack them. We talked about the passing of Dak. He can do it. If it rains, that hurts Dak. Keep that in mind. So when it comes to turnovers, the rain hurts the Cowboys. They force 11 fumbles. 11 fumbles, that's second best in the NFL. And part of the reason they get a lot of turnovers is because their defense is still good at one thing. Outside of getting turnovers, they're good at getting to the quarterback, which now is going to be something that's another X factor, the trenches, as it always is. The Bills are third in the league in sacks. They have 42 sacks right now. They're led by number 56 with 9.5, Leonard Floyd. The second on their list, 6.5 sacks, AJ Epineza, who is out for this game. So they lost a little bit of pass rush right there. But don't forget the interior guy. You see it again. I gotta say this name because you're gonna hear him tomorrow as well. When you look at our thumbnail, number 91, Edward Oliver, guys. This guy is no joke. Interior defensive tackle. He's a 3-tech, 1-tech that switches in and out. Not switches in and out, but they can whoever they got. That Jordan Phillips and him run the show inside. But these 3 guys I just talked about, Leonard Floyd, number 56, AJ Epineza, who's out for this game, and number 91, Ed Oliver. These 3 guys account for 22.5 of the defensive sacks out of those 42 defensive sacks. More than half is done by and one of them is not there. So keep that in mind, guys. They lose a little bit. Now they have Von Miller, who, again, I want to know I cannot find anything about Von Miller playing this week. So if Antoine Smith or any Bills fans know what's going on, let us know. I think he's still with the domestic violence situation.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think almost positive I remember Antoine Scott saying earlier that he made a general comment about Von Miller, but I don't think he's playing this week.
That's the thing. He had a little injury, right? But he kind of he had a little injury, but he was okay in practice this week, the entire week. So I'm curious to know if he's going to end up playing this game. I don't think he's going to play. I mean, again, who knows? Maybe on the Bills' own website, they talk about the fact that Von took a step forward in the Kansas City game, and they're trying to look forward to getting him back out there. They're saying with AJ Epineza out, it's going to be next man up. And he said whether it's Von Miller or someone else, Von's an important piece to us. That's what the coaches are saying, guys. So, again, look for the Bills to kind of their second-year pass rusher, Kingsley Jonathan, to help fill the void of AJ Epineza. I don't see Von Miller doing it, guys. I just don't see it at all. And, again, let me know if you guys think differently. I would love to know. But, again, from what I'm hearing, guys, the Bills might have to lean on Von Miller more. All right? And, again, whether it's Kingston, what did I say his name was? Kingsley Jonathan or Von Miller. That's a big difference. Von Miller would be a wrecking ball in there, guys. But he is available to play. I'm just hearing he's not going to play. But, hey, Antoine Bills Mafia, let me know. If I'm wrong, I like to get the truth. I like to get the facts. And I want to know what we're dealing with. Because if not, I got to put Von Miller up on the screen. Because he's a wrecking ball, even if he has a domestic violence. If he's playing, and that's another issue there. But again, they're losing a big-time pass rusher. They got to get this Kingsley guy or Von Miller in there. Because they're not going to make up these missed sacks from AJ Epineza in the pressure. So, again, That's how the defensive line stacks up in the trenches. That means our guys, Biotish, Zach Martin, Tyler Smith, Tyron Smith, and Terrence Steele have to be on top of their game against this pass rush. Because if they get to the quarterback, they get strips. They get strip fumbles. Mm-hmm. They hit the quarterback, make him fumble. They make the quarterback rush a play, throw a pick. Tips in the air, pick. Throws a bad pass, pick. We cannot let these guys affect Dak too much. Dak is good at the pressure, don't get me wrong. But you don't want to roll the dice with this defense. Winning in the NFL comes down to the turnover margin. We know this ourselves. Most of the time, that's what happens. If you win, if you get the turnover, if you win the turnover differential. The Bills are among the league's best at taking the ball over. The Cowboys, though, have the fewest giveaways on the season. Knocking on wood. Mm-hmm. We have 11. We have 11 total giveaways, fumbles or interceptions. Dak has 6. We got 5 fumbles. That's it. Guys, that is it. That means that this team right now, we're leading the league in the least amount of turnovers. I think that's why we won a lot of our games, too. So something has to give in this contest. A team that creates the most turnovers in the defense of the Bills, or a team like the offense of our Cowboys who don't have many turnovers. They're the least at giving the ball over. The one fucking X factor is the weather. And it's not the snow, and it's not the cold, and it's a little bit the wind, and a lot. I think it's the wind and the rain. That's the issue for the passing game. All these things I'm saying, the Bills might have to do anything if that rain slows down the passing attack of the Cowboys. If the wind slows down the passing attack, that's going to be a true test for Dallas to stop the run. If they got to run, we got to stop the run, James Cook, and they got to stop our run, which is not that great. At least we haven't shown it yet, because the pass is going to be a lot more difficult. So, again, the winner of this game is going to be likely the winner of the turnover battle. Leading the charge for the Cowboys, of course, is back to our offense here that put up 32.4 points per game. That's the highest for any team in the NFL this year at any time this year. So how can the Bills do what a lot of other teams have failed at? First thing I'm going to say is the weather. I'm not being fucked up here. I mean, the weather can fuck up our passing game. Plain and simple. I've seen it happen before to the best offenses, and they've lost. So that is a major X factor that nobody wants to talk about, but it is something when you have a pass-heavy team like we are. We pass on first downs. We run through the air, basically, is what we do. Now, this is the time when you need that run game. This is a playoff preview for me, personally, for all MCF here, that I want to see how we react to a game that's going to be windy and rainy. What happens when we play in Philly or in San Francisco and it's snowy or it's rainy and cold? Mm-hmm. Are we going to be able to cry and bitch about the rain stopping our passing game, or are we going to do something about it? Well, this is how we're going to figure it out in this game. This is a preview for the playoffs. And I want to beat the Bills, but I want to see how we beat the Bills. I want to see how we play in the rain and how we handle this stressful situation with our passing game shut down, not because of the Bills, because of Mother Nature. So that's a big one to me. But the Bills are going to have their hands full defending the Cowboys no matter what. They're going to be without Espinoza. They have no Micah Hyde at safety. So this tough task, even before these injuries, have gotten harder now with these two guys gone. In terms of the pass rush, Espinoza, breakout year so far. Von Miller struggled to return from that knee injury. And again, had the domestic violence. So we'll see if he takes over that spot. They sound like he's kind of ready to step up, right? Sunday might be the time. This could be the biggest X factor. Is Von Miller playing in this game? With the weather situation and the fumbles and the turnovers they create? That's definitely a thing to watch for in this game. So if Von Miller gets in the mix here, guys, he's going to help. He's going to help himself, but really help also. Maybe help unleash guys again, like number 56, Leonard Floyd, number 91, Ed Oliver. You have, Greg Rousseau, who's their other pass rusher guys on the other side. So we're going to see a lot of these guys. Jordan Phillips at the interior there, just stopping the run. But when it comes to what are they going to do, guys, when it comes to getting Von Miller in the field for pass rush, he's going to help everybody else if he's out there. So exactly. With the rain, with the situation, we got to be ready in every single way possible because this is a dangerous game. I actually feel like we're a lot better. Some people say this is a tougher game than the Eagles. In some ways, I agree. At the same time, I also see the way we could beat this team. But the weather, being in another stadium, that's tough enough as it is. But that weather, and not the cold, but the rain and the wind, that could be our biggest opponent. That could help. That's their biggest positive X factor. Even more than Von Miller coming back is the weather that we got to kind of adapt to with our offense kind of falling off a little bit when it comes to the passing game, and their offense kind of a little more ready for bad weather because they've dealt with that shit before. So that is my entire and full breakdown. Ooh. So I hope you guys enjoyed that, and we got a lot of good information out there when it comes to a lot of these these X factors in this game, and there's a lot of them. And again, that weather, that weather's one of the biggest X factors in this game. No diggity, no doubt. Who's in the house, baby? Get the last final shout-outs, the last comments, and then let's call it a night here on MCF.
A huge shout-out to the man, Truth Bomb.
Yeah.
Saying, Road Warriors, we beat them by 30.
I hope so. We're 4-3 on the road. Let's go 5-3. Right? No, are we 5-3? No. Yeah. Oh, wait. We were 3-3 on the road. My fault. 3-3. So let's go 4-3.
That would be really great.
Let's go 4-3. We got 2 more on the road. We got 1 more at home.
Let me see here. And of course, let me just start from the beginning again. Truth Bomb, Retro Scotty, Double R, Much Love, Pioneer. We got Cassie Stewart in the house, of course. Antoine Scott, right? No, just I'll read comments when we get to that. They're kind of. I'm not going to read their comments talking about short people living longer.
I want to hear those.
Which they do, but just saying. I want to try to stick to some of the more football points here. So Double R, Much Love. But Truth Bomb rolling back there, he said, I don't watch the media, I could care less. If you're a true Cowboy fan and you've been waiting and sweating and dying like I have for 28 years, you'd understand where I'm coming from.
Oh, trust me, sir. I'm right with you there, Truth Bomb. I went through those. I went through the 85 year, our last playoff year. At the time, we had some fucked up years after that, 3-13. The last one with Tom Landry, first one with Jimmy Johnson. I was there for all those struggles. And then there for the prizes, the 3 out of 4 Super Bowls. But yeah, after Jimmy Johnson was basically forced out, I would say it was a deal by both. I understand. Jerry Jones' ego, it killed that thing, and that really was a changing point for the Cowboy future. We got 1 more Super Bowl because Jerry Jones got Deion Sanders, and we had our players, coaches, scouts from Jimmy Johnson. After that, 27 fucking years of torture, and we're entering 28 here in February. So I'm with you, Truth Bomb. Truth Bomb. Dropping the truth bombs here on my Cowboys family.
So yes, thank you there. Let me see. Antoine Scott, Choctaw, Montana, 808, of course. He's saying, didn't Dak have a 140.8 QB rating in the rain while dropping 40? So
I mean, he had a good rating, but our offense was not that good that game against the Giants, right? We talking about the Giants?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that Giant game. Listen. We had a nice game. He had nice stats. I think he's actually going to be able to handle the ball and kind of put the ball in the right places for the guys. The problem is, this ain't the Giants. This is the Bills. They got better defense. And we don't know how hard this rain's going to be, But they're practicing the right way. That's all we can hope for and do. The Bills got to catch the ball in the rain too, right? But they're just a little more used to it than we are.
Yeah. So, kind of rolling back a little bit more. Esmodius in the house. Much love. Oh, and yes, sometimes big things come in smaller packages. I just happen to be, a little extra shorter than most. So, of course, we have, let me see who else is here. Double R. I just want to make sure I don't miss anybody, just in case. I know Jason Renfro's rolling through as well.
Yeah.
Asmodeus. Cassie Stewart, much love. Drums and Cowboys, Asmodeus. I think I shouted you out, but hey, you got a double shout out there.
He's Memphis representing.
Let me see. James Herr. Yeah, at least for me on my side, that's pretty much everyone here.
As you guys
Can't
know,
go back any further.
As you guys know, right around the corner, it is a star level raffle entry going on here, guys. Again, star level raffle here for a jersey sewn and stitched. You know the names. 40 different names, old or new, a million different kind of, we have all the sizes, all the shapes, right? But we all the styles too. Cowboy Mosh, much love. This is coming up game day, Sunday. So if you want to get in this, you can hit that little, I guess there's a little link for membership, I guess you can say. If you hit members, you can see ! Members. You can see how it takes to get in. It's also, should be pinned at the top of the screen, how you get in the raffle, not the raffle, but into the membership, which has all other perks, as well as this one, if you're in the star, or like Seabass just jumped into, the over everything level. Guess who's added to the list, baby, when it comes to this raffle? Another one in there, Mr. Seabass. Yeah, Seabass can win himself a jersey here in the over everything, but it'll be on the show here soon. So keep prepare for that. Again, this is this weekend, star level. Much love to them. And also, baby, we got to shout out those that have dropped the love from above tonight. Like Mr. Seabass with that over everything bomb. Truth Bomb dropping a couple there. The Lunatic in the house. Woo. Jason Renfro, the leader up there. Skeptical fan. dropping that dollar holler and entering the membership as well. MJ Fontes in the Navy Blue crew. Thank all of you for your love and support, and extra special love to the sponsor of the week,
Jason Renfro. Thank you so much, Jason. Appreciate you. And of course, the membership gifting king.
Yes.
Jason Renfro.
Yes, he's got half the board. The other half, Marco Sepian with that
mahalo.
deuce. With that deuce. Emmett Smith, Sal, mahalo to Mr. Marco Sepian. He's the stream boss. And of course, when you think about the kings and queens out there, the king of our Cash App, it is Mr. Stanley Smith. He's the Cash App king. Ruling shit. Much love to Stanley. Appreciate everybody in the house. And speaking of leaders, we got Gloria leading that Cash App, trying to come for that crown. She's trying to be the queen of the Cash App. You got, of course, Mark still with 22 points, but the overall board and the gifting board of memberships, the gifting membership board, both of these are led, as you see his name coming right up, the gifting leader with 9. Skeptical Fan on the overall board. It is Skeptical Fan by just a little bit. Just a trickle in front of Seabass. The battle continues here. Bootzilla, much love. He's got 5 gifted. And everybody who's dropped the love tonight, this week, appreciate you all on a Fan Friday as we relock and reload tomorrow. Tomorrow will be the key matchups, the must-win key matchups for victory. And then we'll get the game on Sunday. I can't wait. Baby, remind me, why do we do this thing here on MCF every single day and night here on this little corner of YouTube? Why do we do this?
I think it could be that navy blue, that silver 2, and that star over everything.
Yeah. Win, lose, or draw, good, bad, or ugly. What we do here? We rep that star over everything. And here on My Cowboys Family, here, now, and forever. As always, 6 years and beyond. Never forget the number one thing. Say it with us. Go Cowboys! I get that 6 and beyond. Thank you all dropping your knowledge in the chat all night long. All night. We'll see you back here tomorrow for the, the pregame party. The pregame, revving. And the knowledge of what we need to do. Must-win key matchups tomorrow. We'll talk about that and more right here on My Cowboys Family. So, baby, before we can, dropping the knowledge in the house, appreciate everybody dropping their thoughts, dropping the love from above. Can't do this without you guys. But it is time for us here, both of us, to clock out, drop out of here for the evening, for the night, for the morning. And we'll see you back here tomorrow for, like I said, another one. Baby, before we can do all that, relock and reload for a new show tomorrow, what must we do before we drop out of here for tonight?
We gotta drop the beat.
Yeah. A little Fan Friday beat drop right there, guys. Much love to Big D. Mr. David Lara in the house. You know it. Good, glad you're getting back. Just rewatch the show. It's all good. Appreciate everybody here hitting that like, subscribe, and notification bell, and seeing us here rep that silver, that navy, that star of everything. That's what we do. We're going to do it tomorrow, and then we'll do it live on camera. Right here. Good, bad, or ugly. Game day. Sunday afternoon against these Buffalo Bills. Buffalo bullshit. Here, it's a wrap here, guys, for another Cowboys chat here on MCF. We'll be back tomorrow with the must-win matchups. And you saw some of them today. Some of them we kind of got a preview for it. So get ready, guys. Buckle up. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be windy, rainy, and hopefully we come out of there with a big W. Hell yeah. Here on MCF, it's about that navy blue, that silver too, and always that star over everything. Never ever forget the number one thing right here on My Cowboys Family. Much love to everyone in the house, even the haters. Appreciate you all. Make sure you guys, nobody here, not one person, forget to hit that like button. If you're watching a replay, hit the like. Hit that subscribe if you're new. Hit that notification bell so you know when we're going to go live. Follow us on all social media at My Cowboys Family. See you on Discord. And, of course, see you tomorrow for some more, guys. Have a great weekend. Kick up for your weekend. Have a great night. Stay safe. Peace. And never, ever, ever forget, go Cowboys!
among on the beat.